mixin', fixin' for another big game. Hello, everybody.
Go now. 60 or. They're running. Five.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first look is incomplete. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well. But that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are...
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. He'll drop to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They'll look to throw here. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. He can really smell 800 catches right now because that last one puts him at 799, knocking on the door. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph. Here's a give to Mixon.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Looking to throw. Being chased out left. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are an extra.
Set. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Here we go. Now.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzama. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
This will be caught at about the 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Back to throw here. And, oh, it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And 2 interceptions already here in this 1st half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Well, can he put it aside? Let's find out. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Green's got it over the middle. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
70, Indy.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll set up a throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 3rd and short. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it... Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd.
Come on, set. 60 or.
Hey, watch the slant.
Now back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Green. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. It's Mixon on the counter. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
On the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. So we reach. And now due to apparent.
Let's go. 90, Wolf.
54. Hey, come on now.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. 2nd and 6. Over the middle, complete. It's Green. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Here we go.
A gain there of 21 yards.
You ready?
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They'll set up to throw. He'll let this go end zone for Green. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get... Cincinnati now ready to take the field. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody's flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first two plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a third and... And out now, here come the Bengals. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Green once again the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Everson Griffin picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself. It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. A big play there for Cincinnati. 44 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we...
Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals...
Let's go. 10-2 stop.
You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, man.
They're going to look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Green. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a... Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Ready up.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And Tate's got it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from.
And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A 9-yard touchdown run.
Down. 70. Indy. Gone. We own now.
They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Once again, they run with Mixon. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
15 left.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
I got you, punk.
Ready?
That one looks like he'll throw here. On the move to his left. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Let's go, D.
Get it.
They'll drop to throw. Flushed out. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one,
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Trouble keeping up with the Joneses? It's the coach.
Ready.
50 seconds. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
and that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Flush to his right. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it and run time, and he picks up a first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to air it out deep for Green. That's caught at the 25. 36 yards on the play.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
He'll drop to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Kevin Pierre-Louis coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The end result, 21 yards.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers for Mixon last week, 14 carries, 66 yards. 2nd and 2.
And when you lead the league in rushing for this stretch of time, now you take on the identity. You now lead the team, and everything runs through you in terms of offense.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now it's Mixon running right. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
And that is not a sight they want to see. Joe Mixon very slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now the former Texas A&M Aggie. This is Travion Williams. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. They'll look to throw, letting one go deep for the end. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here.
Under pressure and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
The beauty of being able to play his own defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves... Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Zadarius Smith able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Back to throw here. Over the middle, complete. That's Morgan. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Y'all trip me is good, baby. Y'all trip me is good.
Ready? 60 outlaw.
57. Here we go, here we go.
Big rip, big rip.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Come on, set.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And a carbon copy there, at least as far as the results are concerned, as he'll be dropped behind the line yet again.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got...
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figured from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 more yards on. That one as they keep the drive rolling.
Ready. 60 yards. Come on.
They'll set up a throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a second down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, and it's 3rd down. And the Bengals on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. They're going to try and throw. Going up top. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Adrian.
On the double.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough, swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're nice. And this is caught inside the 5. Give them 32 on the play.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his 4th touchdown on the...
Ready?
Switch up, switch up. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Everyone go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Steps away. This complete left side to Aguilar. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
90 Wolf.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Now left side on the swing pass. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it a second down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Hey, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there.
Watch the screen.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. It's their quarterback. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are in for 6. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about half.
Here goes set. 60 Pittsburgh. Check. Ready.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
And now the third.
Okay, break.
57's right. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Big grip.
On play action, they'll throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Zadarius Smith able to get him down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they...
Set up. 10-2 stop.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down. 2nd and 9 now.
Looked at me like the adopter of my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Nelson Aguilar, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
Ready up.
Mike, 50 seconds.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Anthony Zettel popping in for the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
On the double.
Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
Now with third down.
Keep playing hard, fellas. All day.
Here we go. 50, plant.
Light 42, light 42.
5.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. Steps away to his left. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Personally, I think they've got to go somewhere else with the football. They've got him bracketed out there in double coverage. Makes it hard to fit it in time after time.
It would have had to have been an absolutely perfect pass and not good enough. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a third down and 6 to go. Now back to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half. Start your week by installing your game plan.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to...
Hit it.
50, Mike's 50. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a...
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Being chased out left. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Dancing to his left. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. He was out there waving his arms. I mean, you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help. I guess waving the arms is helpful. It's nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Shane Ray charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means other guys on his team helped him out a lot, that they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
Here we go.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane.
You see it all day. Pick it.
Ready.
Mike's 50.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll look to throw here. It's brought in left side by Tate. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Back to throw here.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Devin Bush in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They stop him. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up first and 10. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Open man is Uzama. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. They're going to look to throw. Forced out to his left. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it, for them to get that?
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as... Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. He'll look to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 4. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. He's got his man, Boyd. And he'll go down. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. He'll look to throw.
Tough first half.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to... The Bengals getting set to go. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. From the gun to give to Mixon. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. They'll drop to throw.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. What a play that turns out to be. 36 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops. When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
70.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going. Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll give it to Mixon, and it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Now that was a terrific play.
Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals.
60 Pittsburgh. 55 to Mike. Here we go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's complete left side to Aguilar. And they're able to get this one across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Ready, break.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you're talking about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Again, it's Mixon.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we...
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Auden Tate with touch.
Touchdown, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
30 base.
Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Watch the slaps. Watch the slaps. Ready?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Airing one out for Boyd. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane. And they're going to set up shop at the 27. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And last time, one-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Nixon will try the right side. He takes it to the 15, a nice display of power. That gives him a nice pickup. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that second down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. Escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Devin Bush able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A 5-yard touchdown run.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
That's track. Hey, 50. 50's a mile.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Let's go, baby.
A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Bush able to record his 5th sack of the season. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now the Bengals on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be third and forever. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. And out now, here come the Bengals.
Tight end right. Tight end right. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
On the ready.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Tavon Wilson up to make the tackle. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Back to throw. Steps away to his left. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in.
Let's go.
A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He'll look to throw. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. Had a good move, but only able to work it to the 20-yard line. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Mixon. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and 6. And he'll get this down only to the 18.
Here comes the boom. I see you.
Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough. Start your week by installing your game plan. Start your week by installing your game plan.
Hey, everybody, it's the...
Hit it.
50, Mike, 50. I got one. Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throw left side complete. It's Tate. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now throwing on third down. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply the
Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Kamale Correa. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on third and very long. They'll set up a throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Second down and inches. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brian Calhoun. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Stephon Tuitt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well. The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
16 yards, a first down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. That's complete right around the 8. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. It's their quarter.
Here we go, here we go. 90, Wolf. Fire.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Being chased out left. It's caught by Aguilar. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Bring it. Bring it.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And here's a throw off the scramble, and that's complete out left.
I think by now it's been demonstrated quite well in the NFL that mobility is an attribute, but when you couple it with accuracy, you've really got something going. Able to get outside the pocket and complete the pass.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. From 19 yards away. And the bank.
Okay, ready?
Watch it, 5. You.
Get it.
They'll look to throw here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
The defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of the game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 20. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown.
Break.
Touchdown. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
They go play action here on first down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll set up to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll be incomplete. Good protect.
Down. 18 Gator. Mike 50.
It's just me and you. It's just
Mike.
He'll drop to throw. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
It's easy work, and it's coming
C.J. Uzomah.
Here we go. 60 or
65, 65.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Over the middle, complete to Tate. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him think.
By that
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
A very solid gain of 27. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has a...
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard.
Ready to break.
55 to Mike. Check. 55 to Mike.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Watch QB drop.
Back to throw. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
10-2 stop.
Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
He'll look to throw. Completes it to Aguilar. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll drop the throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now yet another incompletion. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Give the sack to Blake Martinez.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down. Aguilar has it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. You cannot write these guys off just yet. And that's caught inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Kamale Correa, his second sack of the night.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaching, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And a field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on fourth. Now back to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Drew Sample.
On the ready.
Max 50, Max 50.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Ready.
Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Looking to throw. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
And a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it.
On the ball, on the ball.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. He'll look to throw. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third. And that's caught at the 25.
That's it, baby.
39 yards there, a big one. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. His throw caught at about the 5. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. First down now, but that clock rolling. And these numbers on our monitor are getting hard to believe. He's closing in. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on off. Start your week by installing your game plan. Start your week by installing your game plan. Start your week by installing your game plan.
Hey, everybody.
Ready? 15 line. 15 line.
53, Mike, 53.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that's complete. It's Green here. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And Green with a catch left side.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And a nice gain at 21 yards. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there.
Let's go. Let's do it.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Auden Tate. 27 yards, and the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
The numbers for Eifert in that game last week, 5 catches, 57 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his man here. It's Green. 3 catches last week. He's got 3 in the first quarter here tonight.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A handoff to Mixon. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Let's go.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Hey, Let's go.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
A gain of 6 there on first. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it?
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Green's got it over the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. On that quick throw, what do you think? Possibly something they saw at the line to go there?
Possibly in the game plan, and you notice they went with an empty backfield. No backs there to help with pass protection, so you have to have a counter to that because you know they're probably going to bring pressure when they see an empty backfield, so you get rid of the ball quickly. Quick drop, ball's out of the quarterback's hands, keeps it from getting hit, and they get a completion.
On the ground, this is Williams. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And able to find Green. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. That catch is number 819 of his career. It ties him with Hall of Famer Steve Largent,
who did things largely below the radar. Not this guy. 819 catches, that speaks loudly in volumes.
Flush to his right. And it's a Cincinnati Bengals touchdown.
Ready?
Let's go. Here we got Mike, number 2.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Joe Schobert gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Joe Schobert able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Looking deep downfield. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
Well, that was man coverage, so once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
6-6, pull it high. Ready?
First down, here's the run with Anderson. And he'll be taken down at the 34. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
50, plant.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Just a 5-yard pickup.
Ready? 8, read.
53, Mike. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Sione Takitaki. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the...
Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find...
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so and get...
On the set.
51. Yeah. You don't want none.
Hey, Alpha. Greystone travel. Ready?
First carry for the fullback, Aaron Ripkowski. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. Down the number. fires. There he goes. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, or they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Yeah, boy. That's our ball. Every time. Keep putting that ball on the ground. That's our ball.
Now the Bengals on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2. On play action, they'll throw. Eluding the pressure right. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Cincinnati. 55 yards. You know, the defense really was pretty good on that play. I guess that was just good offense beating good defense.
And you know I hate to admit that.
I know
absolutely hate to admit that, but you're exactly.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Olivier Vernon. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now Williams. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Set 90 Wolf.
Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Fire.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Man open left side, it's Williams. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Set ready.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
Sack, baby. Sack, baby.
And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Ready? 50, plant.
58, come on. Time to go, night.
Now.
They'll look to throw here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Big hold of the 30. Over the middle, complete. It's Green. And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. He'll drop to throw. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Nelson Aguilar.
Down. 8-3.
I got it.
Get it.
He'll look to throw. Green with a catch left side. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
On the double.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. They give it to Anderson, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Myles Garrett racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Dancing to his left. There goes a deep ball, and that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Auden Tate with touch.
Baby, it's game, baby.
Back to throw. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to thank the guys on D.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. 2nd and 1. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Green. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 16 yards, a first down. Back to throw now on first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Sione Takitaki, his 2nd sack of the night.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Well, partner, still a head-scratcher to me how this one ended, down 3. I just thought, no matter the situation, you're in a spot where you can kick that field goal and go to overtime. Why not do it?
And this is where I think the analytics guys are going to continue to get more and more traction in the league. We've talked about different people now saying, I need a game management coach, someone in the booth to take the emotion out of it. Did they lose track of where they were on the clock, right? Did they lose track of...
Start your week by installing your game plan.
everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First down, he'll drop to throw. Now he's forced out left. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
A little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha. That was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On second down, Williams. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while, because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Green. That throw good for 4. It's second down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
10 Lobo.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Green once again the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect up. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for...
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now Anderson.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. They'll drop the throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Green. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Second down in inches. And an alley to run. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Darius Philon. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get because, remember, if he slides when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. 2nd and 3. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Break. 47. Check, 47. Let's set a tone, fellas.
They're going to look to throw. Forced out, and he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. It's their quarterback taking it in. And the Bengals able to get this back within a touchdown.
Ready to break.
Hey, here we go.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. Flush to his right. He completes it to Boyd. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the under. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He'll look to throw. This complete left side to Aguilar. And he's going to be a yard.
Your trip is here, baby. Your trip is here.
The Bengals getting set to go. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now this throw caught left side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
On 2nd down now, it's Williams. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. Ready.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now back to throw. Buying time to his left. And this is going to be incomplete. Now the Bengals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Back to throw here, eluding the pressure right, and it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Let's go.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Complete to his tight end Sample. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally, because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it. Might not do too much for the result of the game, but it could add to your stats.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Bengals... Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And quickly, they get to the line. 2nd and 2. And an alley to run. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
On the ball.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Right. He's sideline. Right.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Darius Philon able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Auden Tate with touchdown number 12.
And Tusa.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. A big play there for Cincinnati. 57 yards.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
4 down.
Shoot.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. Going for it all. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. Start your week by installing your game plan.
Hey, everybody, it's...
Here we go. 8, read.
It's on field.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Watch the run. Here goes.
Back to throw. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. 3rd play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And Eifert has it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Let's go.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh.
Let's go, team. Big series right here. We got to
Back to throw now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or set packages, don't they?
Airing one out for Boyd. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Come on, baby.
On play action, they'll throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38. And out now, here come the Bengals. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. They'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Khalil Mack in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
They'll look to throw here. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Aguilar has it. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A lot loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. On second down, Anderson.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Looking to throw. Green's got it over the middle. The completion good for only. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. He'll look to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming.
That's caught at the 25. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. 51 yards. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Hey, let's go. Get set.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Boyd with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals.
Down. 18 Gator.
58 right there.
Come on. You better bring it.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability and a sack.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Leonard Floyd, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and that is... Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10. They'll set up a throw.
So after a run like that, I will guarantee that the head coach is saying to himself, maybe even over his headsets to the rest of the staff, where was that all game long? We needed that. That's the type of run we planned for going into the game. Didn't get much of that, but let's move it forward. Let's build on it, get ready for the next week, and let's go play.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
They're going to look to throw. Green with a catch left side. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Green once again the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught.
Let's go, fellas.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Roquan Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, this defensive unit certainly picked...
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought...
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Bring your lunch pails, fellas. I need to see that workman attitude today. We got to get better today. What I want to know is...
Okay, ready? Fire! Ready? 30 base. Set, go!
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Named for the legendary coach and co-founder of the Bengals, here's a good look at Paul Brown's.
Down! 60 or!
Two times! Four down!
Back to throw now in his own end zone. To the left side here for Eifert. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. The numbers for Eifert in that game last week: 6 catches, 68 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Lawrence Guy able to bring him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abukum. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
12 yards there and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Going for the deep ball. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. This is going to be a good one-on-one battle to watch. Both of these guys play the game at the highest level.
Both of them are terrific competitors. They play the game with great athleticism and smarts as well.
And in this early round, the defense wins. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Well, some credit there to A.J. Green, because he's so tough to cover. Sometimes he causes those penalties.
And he's one of the more difficult guys to cover in the NFL because of his ability to do just about anything on a route. Hard to do. Creates a lot of pass interference calls.
He'll drop to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And now the throw hauled in by Green. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Dancing to his left. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1 yard line.
1 yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll run it with Williams. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think
looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler.
60 Pittsburgh.
Get the ball.
Ready?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Forced out to his left. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Ready? 18 Gator.
Check 53, right in your face.
Sit.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
A gain there of 21 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Green. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Ready, set.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Big River.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. A gain of 13. It's a first down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Come on,
so that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He'll look to throw. He may try, and he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. It's their quarter.
Here we go, set. 10 logo.
I got 83. 3.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Let's go.
So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, and maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
23 yards the pick up there. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack.
Boom! Sack, baby!
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
4th down now after a loss of 2. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
On the ready.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. On 3rd down, Anderson. And the stop here will come at the 38. The Bengals getting set to go. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. 2nd and 1. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. They'll set up to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
So instead of giving...
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one.
Here we go. 60 or
53 is the mark. Let's go.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down now, it's Williams. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. They'll drop to throw, and he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. It's their call.
Go. 10 logo. 51. Hey, watch the leg. Now.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Chung. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, Anderson. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there. In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. And an alley to run. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Ready?
Check. 53 is mine. Check. 53 is mine. Hey, check.
2nd and 3. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
60 Pittsburgh. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that.
They'll look to throw here. Steps away to his left. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Travion Williams, 27 yards. And the Bengals are able to grow their...
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Looking to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Go, Rocky, come on.
They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They go play action here on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get... Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Easy work.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here's a 2nd and 7. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And Tate's got it. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Being chased out left. Sheds off the tackle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. And he's got it. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Bull.
Set. 60 outlaw. You don't know no better.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Caught right side, Tate. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
Let's go.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he's got this down to the 35. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 10 more there and another first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
And he keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Gets it up around the 22, but no further. Did flash the fancy footwork, but not much to show for it. 2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Leo!
They run it again with Anderson. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
Down. 15 line. 15 line. Get it.
Now a first carry for their fullback. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
He's got his man, Boyd. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win.
Gordon's got the ground game. It's a coach, and this is the NFL.
We go. 18 Gator. You gonna see me? Your nightmare, son.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. They're going to look to throw. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Joey Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
The numbers for Eifert in that game last week. 5 catches, 85 yards. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back to throw here. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
They don't want it, fellas.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive, and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense, so you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they show to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game. Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Williams. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. They'll run for it with Anderson. And he bowls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Rodney Anderson.
On the ready. I got him.
One set, eyes up, one set.
Ready.
They'll look to throw. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Let's go.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. They'll run it with Williams. And out now, here come the Bengals. They begin the drive with Williams. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field, and they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work,
Ready? 50, plant.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Ready?
They'll look to throw now on first down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Down. 8, read.
52. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
He'll drop to throw. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. He'll look to throw. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
They'll drop the throw. This will be caught inside the 10. 23 yards, the final tally.
Here we go. 15 line. 15 line.
Stop here, D.
Say go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him 3 on the game there. 2nd and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh.
52, come on. Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Now.
Back to throw. He's going to air one out. It got his man complete. The first play of the second half. A big success, over 30 yards. They'll look to throw here. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target.
Let's go. 60 or.
Right here, right here. Watch time, watch time.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. And Eifert has it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, it's Williams, and he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a pretty anemic, a very anemic, 1 for 9 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down, and inside the 5-yard line.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And picked up by the Chargers.
That's our ball, baby. That's our ball.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback, but when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Now back to throw. Airing one out for Boyd. And this is going to be incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. So now the Bengals down on the scoreboard. Less than 90 seconds to go. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Flushed out right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he will score. Touchdown, LA.
Break.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They'll set up a throw. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Let's go.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Ready, ready.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys... Select the team you want to join. Start your season with recommended settings. If you wish to change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the left.
The Bengals are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock.
This is the player card. Here you can see your player's strengths and weaknesses by
The Texans are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Sorry for any offensive team names or imagery or anything like that, y'all.
This player's development trait is hidden. Put this player in your lineup and evaluate.